What's up, guys? Welcome back to our Team Solemn Circus live video. Taking the left side here, we have the Horus XYZ deck that you guys saw yesterday. So I'm going to be linking on that profile if you guys have not seen it. And on the right side here, we have Sharks. This is going to be at one of the regionals events that we did have here. So before we dive in, over to like, comment, subscribe. We are going to be starting with the Horus deck. Going to be going first. Using a Diabell Star, sending a copy of Galaxy Cyclone, summoning itself out. Then it's going to be able to activate the effects to place a Sinful Spoil into the spell and trap card zone here. We're going to be placing a copy of the Origins. And then we are going to be able to activate to send. And we do see that I get met with an Ash Blossom here. Then we shall see a Gen being normal summoned, which can activate its effects. And that's going to be able to summon out from a Ken from the deck. And their opponent's going to then activate the effect, letting us draw 2, discard 1. Nice little addition here, you know. The deck, I don't even know how to explain the deck. The deck is like Horus with like good cards in it. Or Agovi.deck. So we have to discard now a card. And potentially being a wanted to get that additional draw as well. We could see maybe like a copy of a double Horus card. We're going to be discarding a copy of Horus Servant here. Which is a level 1 that you want to be summoning off of the Sinful Spoil level 1, or I guess this card there that we would have seen the Origins. We do have a Wanted, which we're going to search for a Diabell Star. And then we are going to be seeing the Horus activating its effects, discarding. Or instead, going to be activating its effects, discarding the Diabell Star, search for a King Sarcophagus. We're also going to get an additional draw as well here, and like our hand's going to start doing the deck that will, or the cards are going to start doing what we want it to do. You know, we could see a potential draw into like one of the Snatch deals or a copy of like Change of Heart. We're going to be seeing a Rotogun activate, which can let us search our deck for a copy of the Again, I think that if we are on double Ken, we probably should have searched that one. So let us discard, but we're going to then go banishing the Wanted, putting back Origins to the bottom of the deck, and then drawing a card. Then we're going to activate the King Sarcophagus here. King Sarcophagus is going to be able to discard a copy of the Gen. This we're just essentially just drawing all the cards that we can, so that we can just choose what the best card to discard off of the King Sark is. So we're going to send a copy of the Happy. Then we're going to activate the effect once again, sending the copy of Diabell Star here. To our third Diabell Star is in our hand, we're sending the copy of the the Diamond Mutt, and then we're going to activate the effect once again, sending the copy of the King Sark in the hand, going for the third copy of that little guy. So now I've used the effect, sending it 3 times here, and we can now summon out all 3 bodies. We're going to be sending out the Happy, or we have actually used it 3 times, but we have 4 bodies in the graveyard. And we do see a Nibiru being met here. Okay, yeah. That's kind of turn ending. Yeah, there might have been a world where we only summoned twice, and then we went into a copy of the 90 to negate. That probably was the correct play, leaving those 2 in the graveyard, but yeah, that's quite unfortunate here. You're going to be seeing that Horus going to be just completely wiped out. But if they don't end up finding a way to deal with the King Sark, it's going to happen just all again the next turn. So it's still going to be quite fine. With lots of stats on the board as well. So it could be kind of difficult for them. I know Sharks do have a way to destroy with the copy of number 4. So we could potentially see that. We're going to be seeing it put in attack position as well, which is something that is interesting. And then we can go for the Steady summon out because it was not summoned. And then will we have like maybe a link or something? Just going to pass on that. No cards in hand as well. So we're still dealing with the Steady, which cannot be destroyed by cards that doesn't target it. Or I guess it can't be destroyed by cards unless it targets it. I'm not even sure I'm not a Horus connoisseur, but I know that they do stuff. We're going to see a set 1 and pass. That does not look good. Well, we're going to be able to do a lot here. We have the 4 summons back of the Horus cards. Maybe we'll be seeing a potential making sure that we summon a negate first here. Where we'll be summoning only 2 back. Our intent to go battle phase, attack into the nib. Will we just see a scoop here? I'm going to take some life points here. And they're just going to scoop it up, realizing it's going to be too much. I mean, currently our opponent doesn't know what we're playing. You know, we are playing the Horus cards, but do they even know what we're playing is the question. Like, we're maybe in a you know, but the Shark player has 0 clue. I guess, well, the Horus player has 0 clue that what Sharks are playing. So, you know, all they've seen so far is an Ash and a Nib, and that doesn't tell you anything. So, it is really hard to tell what deck they could be on. You know, there's lots of decks that do play Ash Nib right now. I think every single deck. Like, you know, you could say Snake Eye, you could say Labyrinth. We did see a card set, so, you know, kind of want to indicate that there is a trap. But it could also be like Imperm, so it really could be anything. It could be a Voiceless Voice. It could be Raid Raptor even, perhaps, you know, opening up maybe copies of like the Samorg cards and nothing really usable. There really truly is lots of different options that can be, you know, even when you start dabbling into like rogue cards, there's hundreds of rogue decks that this could very well be. But diving into game 2, we will most likely be seeing the Shark player going to be going first. You know, having the advantage, you're going to be able to decide exactly what they need. You know, if we are playing like copies of Shifter or different dimension ground, you know, they are going to be doing it. But fortunately for the Horus player, a lot of the cards in the side deck do touch up. You know, is one of the most powerful parts of your deck is going to be your side deck. Going to be able to choose. You know, chances are you're going to be going second. Therefore, you can play the cards that you think is going to be going. You know, you're obviously going to be good going second. So we could see like Lightning Storms or evenly matches or really whatever else that you could that would have like overlap other cards being used here. But we are going to be seeing these Sharks. Oh no, they don't look like they have the best hand here. They see a face down triple set pass. That is not a good representation here. We are going to see anti-spell being flipped face up. This is actually going to be insane because of the fact that if we don't have a response to this, the Horus cards can't summon themselves out at all. So, you know, it does not look like it's enough, but it could just very well be. It looks like they have a handful of monsters, though, on the opponent's side there. We're going to be seeing a Ken being normal summoned, then we're going to activate the effect. That's going to let us summon out a Gen from our deck. Do we hit this with an Imperm? It looks like we are debating it. No, it's going to resolve here. Okay. Going for the Gen. Gen effect's going to activate. That's going to make us discard. And we discard a copy of Ash. Oh, my lords. It's interesting that we chose not to Ash the Ken. Maybe wanting that body. And they do bounce, so they're going to go battle phase, and they're going to be bounced back to the hand. And we are forced to discard because we have too many cards, and we're discarding the Horned Servant again. And just passing on this, we have Ash in the hand. Do we have a starter this time? We're going to normal summon out Buzzsaw Shark, and this is a starter. And then we're going to add 50 effects, target itself. And it does not look like our opponent knows exactly what the Sharks do. So we have the advantage. Once again, you know, if your opponent does not know what your deck does, like I said in many videos, you just have like kind of a control. You know, there are some parts that you obviously can hit. You know, when you go for like some bigger monsters, they can obviously, you know, Imperm, Nib, whatever. But a lot of times, like they could just be hitting it extremely in the wrong spot. So we're gonna go for a copy of the Abyss Shark, and we're going to summon out Totally Awesome. So we now have a negate on the field as well. We can go for the Armored XYZ, making us able to attach, or attack, I should say. We're going to detach to be able to search here. Now, this could be another card that we could Ash or Imperm or anything else like that, even hit with a Veiler. You know, one of those powerful cards that let us summon. But we do have the Toads on the field, so chances are they're just not going to have anything. And we do get to search for the spell and the trap. Getting a little +2 is quite nice. And then we are going to be seeing a what? We're going to try to chain block. I see. We're going to try chain blocking here. But they are going to be able to activate the nib here first. And we are most likely going to be chaining Toad to this. Yeah, could you imagine if you would like nib droll combo? That'd be crazy. There might be where we do try to just go droll, and then if they negate it, then we just can go nib afterwards. But we do have the Call of the Grave for the troll as well. But choosing not to set the Nibiru is also interesting there. Oh, we do set the Nibiru. Okay, that makes sense to me. So having the Call by Toad is crazy. I guess an Ash and a Veiler wouldn't have done anything for us there anyways. The Droll is probably not that impactful. We're going to be seeing the effect to add back the Toad or the Abyss Shark there. I'm not too sure which one it was. We then get to put on the full armored, and then we get to put on the full armor Zuck. And we're going to go battle phase, I think, or... I'm going to go white mirror here to summon back out. Summon out the XYZ Remora. And then we get to search for it. We get to add another copy of itself, which is a really cool effect because you can actually detach to summon itself out again. So we're going to be probably detaching 2 materials to summon, and then we can XYZ. I think that's what we're going to be doing here. Yes, we're going to be attaching 2 to summon itself. And then we can go once again for another copy of the Abyss Shark, because it is once per turn. Doing math to see if we can end up getting game. We have Ash and Trap as well, so we are doing quite fine. We're going to battle phase attack with the XYZ Memoras and then also hit with the big guy. Then we're going to set 2 additional cards here and pass. Now we're going to be down to 3 cards here. And we have a lot. We can like attach and then attach, and they just go to game 3 here. Being able to take their nib. Chances are they're not going to be able to play through that copy of Anti-Spell. They have no way of getting their Horus cards onto the field. Even if they draw the field spell, they're not doing anything there. They have to pretty much draw into something, and then even if they draw, they have to set it. Like we see with those cards that are like people are playing like Cosmics and Harpy's Feather Duster. If you don't see them turn 0, chances are you're not seeing them, period, because the game doesn't last 4 to 5 turns now, which is kind of unfortunate. You do get sometimes in those grind games where you do end up playing those multiple turns, but most of the time we're really just ending it very quickly. But we are going to be moving on into game 3 here with the Horus deck going to be able to go first. We could see some pretty oppressive cards, especially if they start going into their deck like altogether. We have the Steady, we have the Ken and Gen, we have the Wanted package as well. We saw that the hand traps they can make Baron. We saw lots of stuff there. They can go for a 8. We essentially have Omni Negate, Monster Negate, and some other good stuff as well. So definitely a possibility that we will be able to swarm the board, and maybe we'll be playing around Nib, or even maybe seeing a Droll being hit, and at that point it's just absolutely turn ending. But diving into game number 3, the decks are now presented to each other, just shuffling it up. You don't want to be drawing 5 Horus cards, so I understand that part. For a 40 card deck, there's probably a lot that you wouldn't want to see. If you see a trap in the hand, though, that could be a Floodgate. I know they are playing, I think, 2 Floodgates, I should say. I think a Summon Limit and Anti-Spell themselves. We're going to be seeing the Horus Imsteady going to be activating its effect, discarding another copy of the Galaxy Cyclone. The second time that we ended up seeing it there, it does provide a additional card, I think, for the number 90. And then we get the draw card as well as search. It's crazy that Imsteady draws a card. Yes, it does discard 2 cards to search for 1 card that requires more discards. But the card's crazy. But also is even crazier to get hit with Ash. You're drawing 2, discarding. Then we're going to see a King Stark going to be activated, discarding a copy of the Change of Heart in that gorgeous QCR rarity. Sending the copy of Happy here. And do we summon the Imsteady first? We're going to activate the effect again, sending the copy of Thrust to dump. The copy of Daimamut. So I'm a huge fan of summoning out your Horus cards one at a time. When I was playing in Fredericton, we were playing against a Tri-Brigade Horus player, and this is what I say every single time that I play against Horus or I see Horus. You always want to send him steady first if you have no monster on the field, and you always want to summon him steady before anything else, because you don't want to get hit with a copy of Bestial, which is absolutely just turn ending. If you just have 2 bodies on the field, then you just get effect. And we're going to be activating the effect once again here, sending the summon limit to dump the final copy of the Earth one there. And then we are going to be summoning the Happy first, so we could have gotten hit with a copy of the Bestial, summoning out 3 bodies. And then we're going to go into a copy of most likely a giant Coach King Trainer here that's going to let us draw 3 additional cards and burn. So we definitely look like we're needing those cards. So we're going to be drawing, we draw a King Stark. Then we're going to do it once again. We draw a the field spell there. So no burning. Then we're going to do it one final time, and will we see a monster card? We don't. We see Talents there. Talents is very, very dead here. We do still have the Imsteady summoned back out, so we could potentially see an SP line. King Stark and Talents aren't going to do anything for us. And we got rid of a Floodgate as well. I think this deck is just kind of showing off how if you don't win then and there, you're essentially losing. So we're going to see them just pass on this, and the Imsteady is kind of like a tower at this point because we do have King Stark on the field. So leaving those cards in the hand, we do have another Floodgate. We have Eradicator here, tributing off the Imsteady, and we get rid of the spell. We're going to chain the Cosmic onto the King Stark, paying 1,000 life points there. And we do see the Nib in the hand as well. We do see Ice Barrier too. Yeah, that's definitely impactful. Luckily for us, we do have another copy of King Stark in the hand, so we will be able to play if they don't kill us here. And we see Shitana be going to summon itself out, and then we're going to be going for Buzzsaw Shark. Buzzsaw Shark can activate effects targeting itself. And we, at this point, know all the cards in the hand being a Talents, King Stark, and then I forget the other one there, the field spell for the Horus cards. We're going to be summoning out the Exquisite Remoria, going for a copy of the Abyss, and then we're going to go for the Totally Awesome here. And then we go for the Armor XYZ. We're going to attach the two to be able to search both the spell as well as the trap. Good old Armor XYZ here. And we actually, both players, know all the cards in the hand. So we're going to go for the Abyss, then we're going to go for the other one, or Crystal Zero, I should say, then we go for the Full Armored. Then we're going to activate the effect to add back. Attach 2 to summon, and then we're obviously going to have more extended. We're going to go target the Armored XYZ, and then we can just attach Dimension Material here and overlay it once again for what we're going to overlay for. They could go for the number 4 Sea Kraken, and then whenever they summon something out, they can just pop it and take life points, but we're going to go for another Abyss Shark, and then that's going to go for another copy of the Totally Awesome. So now we have double negates here, and at this point we're just going to go Battle Phase, attack for 44, and then the Full Armor is going to be also able to attack. And then we can't attack with the XYZ, the Abyss, but we can double attack here, and that should just be game. We're pretty close to it. I'm not exactly sure the attack on the Full Armor, but I can pull it out just one sec. He is at 28, and then a material attached was at 31. Yeah. Or I guess it's a material and equip, so it has 600 more. So it's at 34. 34, and I can attack twice, so that should just be game there. Yeah, because I can go 34, detach, and then it's back down to 31. That's going to be 60. Then we have, yeah, so we attack for 10k here, and we see that the Sharks end up taking the win there. Kind of unfortunate that we end up choosing to go for the Coach King Trainer. Maybe we should have gone for the number 90. Definitely turn 1, or game 1 was definitely not the play. We saw that Nib getting hard punished there, but that's what happens when you play against a rogue deck, or when you play a rogue deck. It's really hard to make those decision trees. But guys, hope you enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, see more content like this. And so, to stay safe, peace.